our Testimony Tuesday video. And hopefully you're joining us again. And if this is your first time, welcome. Glad to have you on. I'm Michael, and this is my wife, lovely wife, Analia.
Hello.
And we just finished a marriage intensive this last weekend. It went from Thursday through Sunday, and near the happiest place on earth, Disneyland, Anaheim, California. And my lovely wife is going to share a little bit about what that looked like.
And Michael will interject at times.
I will.
It was so awesome. This was actually just our second intensive that we have had. Michael and I facilitated it. We remember when we went to our intensive back in the end of June 2007 out with Joel and Kathy in Palm Coast, Florida, and it was really, truly where we got our miracle for our marriage. Would you say that? I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, after that, everything, just all that information, everything we had heard prior to that, having read the books and then going to the intensive, just completely solidified everything that we had learned and gave us a lot more knowledge of how to walk out our restoration. And we know that the couples who are just at our intensive this past weekend are definitely going to get their miracle as well and have restored marriages. And Michael and I, we just love that. We love your marriages, and we love their marriages, and we just know that as this restoration gets walked out for those couples as well, it's such a testimony to the Lord, knowing that He is the God of restoration. He does want the best for His children. God wants to bless His children, and He really wants to bless our marriages. And every time that Michael and I, that we do an intensive, we come away so blessed by everyone who attends, knowing that they allow us into their lives and share their stories with us and their struggles and their hurts. And you know what? We get it because we were there. And in fact, I think a lot of the feedback we received, you're going to read the testimonies from some of the people who attended our intensive in this blog post for our Testimony Tuesday. But the feedback that we got from everyone who attended was how much they appreciated actually speaking with people who have been there and have been through a crisis, because all of them, and Michael and I included, have been through other marriage workshops and counselors and psychiatrists even who we don't know anything about their marriages. We don't know if they're living a restored marriage, if they're even living
a happy
marriage, outrageously happy, let alone happy. We don't know. And Michael and I, we are living an extremely outrageously happy marriage. Have we arrived completely? No, we haven't, and we're really honest about that. If you go to an intensive and you know some of our story, and give you the full story of the intensive, but
yes.
Where we were compared to where we are, everyone is unbelievable, right, babe? I mean, it is night and day, and people who know us, who walked out our bad days with us and see where we are now, they're amazed. They are truly amazed. And we just want to share with our couples, and maybe with you watching this. Maybe someday you'll come to one of our intensives. What that looks like, what it looked like for us, and what it can look like for you and your spouse. Michael and I are fully convinced that if we allow the Lord into our lives, that He will just bless our socks off. And going to an intensive is really, really the start of just really receiving from the Lord that miracle that He wants to give you in your marriage.
Yes, kind of a picture what it looks like if you were to be involved with the ministry. What would take perhaps a year or 2 years of learning what it looks like to walk on that outrageously happy marriage. Just encapsulate that to a 4-day period.
Mm-hmm.
So why wait and learn little by little over a year or 2 years? And especially if your marriage is a C, which is average, and you're just barely tolerating your spouse, over a year or 2 year period where you can get the help you need to get hope for your marriage, and know that you're getting this information, and having Natalie and I, we've been walking this out for numerous years now, to stand in the gap with the two of you and teach you what it looks like within a 4-day period, to where, in a year, 2 years, you're already living out an outrageously happy marriage.
Exactly.
Where you want to be with each other. You long, husband, if you're out working, you want to go home and see your wife
Right.
and just love and bless her and your wife. Where you're wondering, gee, when is he going to get home so you could, hug and kiss him?
Exactly.
And where you want to hug and kiss him, not, no, turn around, go back to work.
Headache
At
tonight.
least you'll bring home a check, but I can barely tolerate you.
Exactly.
Where you want him to be home with you because he's loving and he's blessing you, and you truly are living out that marriage that the Bible talks about, where the two are becoming one.
Amen.
And you're
So true.
totally mutually submitted to one another. There's no need to prolong the pain, I call it.
So true.
The pain is just, Annalie and I experienced that. It's intolerable. It's almost palatable in a marriage where the two of you are in crisis, and when the other spouse walks in the room, you feel this heaviness, and you're wondering, is there any hope? Is there any Christian marriages out there that are living out an outrageously happy marriage? Well, we're here to tell you, like Annalie was sharing with you, there is. We're living it out. There's many others in the ministry are living it out. Our mentors, Joel and Kathy Davis, have been living this out 15 years plus. And
you can
it's
be
an
living
amazing,
it out.
yes.
You can be living it out as well. And, it's
Yeah.
like Michael and I share, we are not marital therapists. We're not licensed counselors, life coaches, anything like that. We've just been there. We understand the pain that you may be going through because we totally went through that pain as well. And it's miserable, and it can be so different. It's like Michael was saying, there's nothing against counseling. Counseling has its place for people, and it can be really great. Unfortunately, what our experience has been, and even from other people we've spoken to, that process takes so long, and it's very expensive, and not a lot of healing really gets done immediately. It
Usually you end up hating each other
yeah,
even more.
even 3 and 4 years out, there's still so much that doesn't happen, and the answers are so simple. One of the husbands said, it was like refreshment, and what we thought was so awesome. We kind of were saying how you walk around, you've been so parched, just so parched, and we all know that Jesus is the living water, and just to receive that, it's this information. It's like receiving water when you've been so thirsty for so long. It was so awesome because the day that the intensive ended, it began to rain, and we just loved that for all the couples. It's like just that water coming down and just washing all of us clean and moving on. So our next intensive is April 29th through May 2nd.
Love to have you there.
We would. We are taking reservations now. You can give us a call. You'll find our phone number on our blog, and please come. Please come. We would love to have you there and be able to help you in your marriage restoration. So thank you so much for listening and being with us, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.